I went on a bike ride with Levi every day this week up at Grandpa and Grandma's up at Leavenworth there, and we'd go out on the ditch, and we'd ride our bike, and I'd be behind him, he'd be in front of me, and about every 3 minutes he'd do this. Dad, you still back there? I'm riding. Yeah, buddy. Good. Riding. Dad, you still back there? Yeah, buddy. Good. Dad, you still back there? Yeah, buddy. Good. And I just, why is he doing that? Is he afraid he's going to out-pedal me? He's afraid I'm going to fall off in the bushes and not call out, and he and all of a sudden I'll just disappear? Why is he saying that? It's because Levi, as a 7-year-old, who's riding his bike through the big, bad, scary woods, and that probably doesn't help by telling big bear stories the night before. He's riding through these big, scary woods, unknowns in front of him, needing to know his dad's behind him. And if he knows his dad's behind him, he's good to keep going forward. And it just struck me as I ride his bike, I was like, my son needs to know that I'm near for him to continue moving forward in faith. And it's like, man, I have felt that way so many times the last few months. God, are you there? Just, throw me a bone here. Just a little, something, a wave a flag, hello, are you there? And here's how God's been answering that question. I'll back up a few weeks. I go down to Arlberg. I got a bike that Bob Wilt gave me. He told me it's this wonderful bike. It broke the first 5 minutes I'm riding it. He's not here or I'd make fun of him. I'm like, oh, thanks for the bike, buddy. He gives me this bike, and I would go into Arlberg, and I know, things are a little tight. I got medical bills coming out real, so I make the decision, if this bike if it's expensive fix, I'm not going to fix it, which is a bummer because Levi's didn't want to ride bikes this summer. I decided I'll just run along with him. Now that's love, because I do not run very fast or very well. And so I make that decision ahead of time, and this is a week before we go to Seattle. And so I go into Arlberg, and they look at it, and he's like, oh, yeah, you really messed that up. And I'm like, oh, well, thanks a bunch. How much it costs to fix it? And he's like, well, about $3 billion. And I'm like, oh, perfect. It was actually $250 or something like that. But it might as well be $3 billion to us. And so Levi's in the truck, and I come out and say, hey, buddy, I'm not going to be able to fix the bike. Sorry, pal. And he's like, oh, Dad, I want to ride it. I was like, we'll figure something out. So I go back in, tell the guy not to fix it. And who's in there but Jim Heinlein? And he'll kill me for telling this story, but I'm going to tell it anyways. You can kill me later. Jim Heinlein's there, and he said, what's going on? So Jim's a bike guy. He's looking around. He's like, oh, and so he's talking to the guy, and the guy says, he says, I tell him, I say, hey, I'm not going to fix the bike. He goes, oh, don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. I go, what do you mean? He goes, that guy was just in here. He's like, he paid for it. I said, what? He said, yeah. He goes, oh, he left you a $200 gift certificate to go out and buy those Spanx that you don't like to wear so you look good when you're riding your bike. And I'm like, what? And I run down the park and find Jim. I go, Jim, you don't need to do that. And he goes, no, it's my joy. It's my joy. It's like, we want to help you somehow. He's like, you need to get out and ride a bike with your boy. And I thought of that story while I was riding that bike with Levi. And just like Levi said, Daddy, you there? And I say, I'm here, buddy. God, through his people, tangibly loving us, was telling me that he's there for us. You see, we've experienced the tangible hands of God through the loving people of God.